السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ازيكم عاملين ايه؟ النهاردة جاي اكلمكم عن رودن المتوفي بقاله كام شهر كده. وكان في فيديو طالع من مدربه ان هو بيقول ان هو كان يعني متوقع ان هو كان رودن هيموت، ما كانش متفاجئ يعني من موته. وكان بيقول مثلا ان حتى المذيع كان بيسأله ان هو هل هو متوفي مثلا بسبب لقاح كورونا او هو كان عنده كورونا، وان هو كان عنده ازمه قلبيه. هل الازمه القلبيه دي كان بسبب الهرمون اللي كان بياخده؟ لان في الفتره الاخيره في لعيبه كمال اجسام كتير ماتوا يعني. فهل دوت بسبب الهرمون ولا بسبب ايه؟ فانا النهارده هعرض لكم الفيديو بتاعه ونشوف ايه سبب موته.
His name as a person to be on that list of people who have passed, and a lot of people took this very, very hard. I had Chris Psycho Lewis on the phone with me. He was hysterically crying. He was trying to confirm that it was real, and he couldn't believe it. And what was your initial response when you first heard it?
You want the raw answer?
Yeah, of course. I want the,
Not surprised.
No, really.
Not surprised one bit.
And why do you say that?
Because I've been saying, if you listen to the show carefully, for 3 years I've been saying things like when you ask me or people around the country, they say, how does Sean hold up? And no one holds up under the circumstances that he's been under. No one holds up. So my expectation for someone else, any other like good bodybuilder, any other person, any other individual, I would expect that having your livelihood taken away.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about that. Having your livelihood taken away. Sean won $400,000 at the Mr. Olympia.
In 18.
had a incredibly impressive contract in 18 from winning that show. Worked his whole life to win that title. And that was taken away with a phone call.
Yeah, one accusation and then one indictment, yeah.
And the entire industry turned its back. So am I surprised? No.
I mean, he had but Chris, he had an ulcer before we even had any of this drama go down. I mean, so he was already internalizing a lot of stress, in his life. So,
but those are nothing compared to Dave.
I know. I
remember in 1980.
Imagine though. I mean, he had a stomach ulcer and he didn't even have any real stress. I mean, now you got to remember, you're mentioning the fact that he wasn't able to compete for 3 years, which was obviously devastating to him. But what about the fact that he was facing, real jail time if he was convicted?
I haven't even got to that.
Yeah.
But I'll say
that's the real stress.
Well, not really. Starting one, Dave. I mean, the only time I ever saw my father cry, he was sitting on the front steps of my house. I came home from school. I couldn't believe it. I thought someone died. He couldn't get a job. He didn't really have any skills in the work that he'd had for like 25 years. He had lost his job. And you can't do it when you can't do what you love and you're the best at the world at it. It's akin to having a broken heart. You can't do what you love. And not only that, you can't even make any money.
And they keep asking me, why are all these bodybuilders dying in the last 2 years? I mean, the list, you can't deny it, Chris. It's like every week we're talking about another person. And one more high profile than the next. And look, the only common denominator that I can tell you is COVID and the vaccine. Okay. I'm not saying bodybuilding isn't dangerous. I'm not saying the drugs people take and the size they walk around and the high blood pressure. And in Sean's case, the stress that was on top of him, and everyone had their own problem. But superimpose COVID and or the vaccine, because the vaccine simulates COVID essentially when you take the vaccine. So if you have a predisposition for clots or problems, it can be caused by the vaccine as well as it can be caused by COVID. That's the common denominator that's here in the last 2 years. Okay, it's pretty obvious. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to put your finger on it. Now, what could you do about this? And did that result in Sean's death? I don't know. I understand he had some heart and lung issues a few months ago, and I don't really know the exact details, but I'm just repeating what I've heard. But I mean, did you hear that? Was he in the hospital a couple months ago?
Yeah, he was. I heard he had told me he had heart issues. Maybe
Yeah.
I think it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, so
But he explained it to me as stress, and that's why Dave, when I found out, no, I was not surprised.
Did he have COVID at one point? Did he get it?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't. I don't know if he got vaccinated, or that I didn't know, but I thought maybe he had COVID.
وفي آخر الفيديو بيقول إن هو تعرض لضغط نفسي كتير بسبب الأحداث اللي حصلت له في الأواخر يعني، وده اللي سبب له أزمة قلبية، وده السبب الحقيقي ورا وفاته يعني. في آخر الفيديو متنساش تعمل لايك وسبسكرايب للقناة، واستنى مننا سلسلة